The humid air hung heavy, thick with the scent of jasmine and something else. Something primal that stirred low in my belly. I'd been summoned. A note slipped beneath my door that reeked of his expensive cologne and unspoken promises. My heart hammered against my ribs. A frantic drumbeat against the silk of my kimono as I climbed the winding staircase to his private study. Lord Ashworth, they called him. A man whispered about in hushed tones. A collector of rare artifacts and even rarer experiences. I was an artist, struggling and unknown, but he'd seen something in my sketches. A raw hunger that mirrored his own. Perhaps. The summons was vague. An invitation to discuss artistic collaboration, but the glint in his eyes during our brief meeting suggested a more carnal arrangement. The door was ajar, a sliver of light spilling onto the landing. I pushed it open, my breath catching in my throat. The room was opulent, filled with dark wood and shadowed corners. He stood by the window, silhouetted against the moonlight, a glass of amber liquid swirling in his hand. You came, he said, his voice a low rumble that vibrated through the room. And me, I swallowed, my mouth suddenly dry. You invited me. He turned, his gaze raking over me. Slow and deliberate. Indeed, I have a proposition for you. A canvas upon which you can truly express yourself. But it requires dedication. He gestured to a chaise lounge draped in velvet. Sit. I obeyed, my legs trembling slightly. He approached, his presence filling the space. The scent of sandalwood and musk intensified, clouding my senses. He knelt before me, his eyes burning into mine. I admire your talent, your passion, he whispered, his fingers tracing the line of my jaw. But passion needs a vessel, a muse. His hand moved lower, slipping beneath the silken folds of my kimono. My breath hitched. He knew exactly what he was doing. The power he held. Tonight, you will be my muse, he murmured, his lips brushing against my ear. And I, your masterpiece. He untied the sash of my kimono, the silk sliding off my shoulders, pulling around my waist. My skin tingled, exposed and vulnerable. He leaned closer, his tongue tracing a slow, deliberate path down my neck. A groan escaped my lips, involuntary and desperate. His hands explored my body with a practiced ease, finding every sensitive spot, every hidden pleasure. He whispered explicit instructions, demanding sounds of pleasure, of surrender. I lost myself in the sensation, in the intoxicating mix of fear and desire. Hours blurred into a tapestry of skin and sweat, of whispered demands and breathless gasps. He pushed me to the edge of my limits. And then beyond, I was a canvas. And he, a master artist, painting me with his touch, his words, his insatiable hunger. By the time the first rays of dawn crept through the window, I was a shattered, exhausted, and utterly fulfilled ruin.